reason why I would prefer CMY squared is because even though there's 6 tubes of paint, you're still only having to get to know 3 different hue families: cyan, magenta, and yellow. The opacity of the paint pigments themselves aren't going to change the color math that we do when mixing. The only true difference we'll be able to see within color results is where that mixture falls on the value scale. Okay, I see what you mean. So transparent cyan plus transparent magenta equals purple, and opaque cyan plus opaque magenta also equals purple. So they act like the same color when it comes to hue family, but the 2 purples that you'll get in result will just be lighter or darker depending on the opacity. I guess that does simplify it a little, but are you still sure that it's better for beginners? Yes, I am sure. I mean, usually beginners are given red, yellow, and blue as a primary palette, which usually looks something along the lines of a transparent ultramarine blue and an opaque cadmium yellow and cadmium red. This can actually be more confusing for beginners because they're not given any sort of control comparison for what an opaque blue and what a transparent blue act like on their palette. Instead, if those are the only 3 paint tubes they have any experience with, they're going to start to think that all blues behave the same way that transparent ultramarine does. And they're also going to think that all of their reds and yellows behave the same way that opaque cadmium pigments do. Okay, so I guess CMY squared does provide a simpler learning path than red, yellow, and blue, even though it's double the paint tubes. Yes, exactly. Not only can CMY squared reach a much wider color gamut than red, yellow, and blue can, just like color theory has always said, but it also can help teach the importance of opacity and transparency within your pigments too. It's really giving a full spectrum understanding of mixing colors and understanding all of the properties of the paint pigment that you're using. Okay, you've sold me, but how are we supposed to convince everyone else that this works? How are we actually going to change the way people teach color to beginners? I doubt that just a small little artist on the internet is really going to be able to change anyone's mind or convince anyone to try a new paint palette. Well, these guys are going to help us out. They're going to comment a bunch of random colors in the comment section here, and I'm going to color match them using the CMY squared palette. Hopefully, we'll generate some hype on just how awesome the CMY squared palette can be. And maybe, just maybe, people might even start considering to teach it. Well, best of luck to you.